Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a what sold video from April. So I was trying to do kind of weekly what sold over the weekend. Then I decided I was going to switch things up, and then I skipped a few weeks, and here we are. So to catch up, I'm just going to share with you my numbers from April. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And also share with you some of my top sales and some of my kind of low sales. And then hopefully moving forward, I can kind of go back into that weekly routine. So if you aren't subscribed and you like reseller content, specifically around Poshmark and eBay, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button down below. And if you like this video, as always, hit the thumbs up. Let me know. I very much appreciate it. So first up, how much did I make in April? If you're watching this later, we're in the middle of a pandemic. And so I have not gone sourcing to any thrift store, really pretty much out of my house, besides going to the post office a couple days a week because I don't have porch pickup. It's probably been since middle of March. I think the last day, and I didn't write it down here, but I think it was like the 12th or 13th of March was my last day sourcing. So it's been a while. It's the beginning of May now, but it's been a roller coaster, and I'll probably make a separate video to kind of explain how my business has changed and what my plans are moving forward with what I've learned from this experience and how I could maybe be more cost effective and just better with my time. But for now, I did not have a good sales month, and that's probably not surprising for two reasons. When everything kind of first started, I definitely saw a dip in my sales, both on eBay and Poshmark. And also I just wasn't as productive, and maybe other people were, but I was kind of on a roller coaster. I was trying to put out a lot more YouTube content in the beginning because I didn't know what to expect with sales, and I kind of went into a panic, and that took me away from reselling. I also just was panicked about how am I supposed to get inventory? How am I supposed to get just in a routine? So I'm at a good space now, but it's been a roller coaster for many of us. And I think it's important to say I'm imperfect, and I think a lot of us have felt that way, and that's okay. But my gross sales for April with eBay and Poshmark combined was $4,396. Now that doesn't sound terrible, but there's a lot of things I need to remove from that. So that was 180 items that sold. I was taking a lot of reasonable offers and some lowball offers. So I don't think I really, during this period, took anything less than 50%. I still felt like I had a decent gauge on what was going on, but I was definitely taking lower offers than I normally do because I wanted things to sell. I needed money to come in. So my fees and shipping costs for both eBay and Poshmark, when I need to remove that from that total gross, was $1,030. And so after you remove cost of goods of approximately $5 per item and the fees and shipping, it leaves me with $2,143 as net profit. So that's before any taxes or anything like that. So I didn't do any driving. I didn't do any spending on sourcing. So it wasn't horrific, but it definitely was a very low month for me. Last April was one of my best months last year. So this was definitely a big hit for me, a big hit in the negative way, not in a good way. So I'm going to share with you the breakdown of Poshmark and eBay. Hopefully I insert some numbers on the screen just so you can kind of follow along. And then I'm just going to jump into some of the top sales and not so great sales. And yeah, so Poshmark, I did not do as well as eBay, and that's pretty common for me. I have been selling on Poshmark longer. I do have more items listed on Poshmark. However, I have noticed that Poshmark just does not perform as well for me, but it still performs, and I'm still happy with any sales on that platform. So I had $1,567 in gross sales on Poshmark for that month. That was 76 items. And I did have shipping discounts. So I was sending out more offers than usual. So I had $45.27 in shipping discounts. I don't think I've ever done full shipping, at least not any of these sales. Maybe I sent out some offers that were free shipping, meaning I would have to pay the $7.11 or whatever it is. But those are for those like $200+ items that I've got listed for. But I don't think any of these. So it was just a lot of those $2 and some odd change in shipping discount. When you remove the fees and the shipping discounts, it leaves me with $1,199. I usually use about a $5 cost of good as the approximate number, just to kind of gauge how much I spent on average per item. So that will leave me with $819 as net profit. So that's before taxes. That's not great. So we'll just move on to eBay. eBay definitely had a higher gross. Keep in mind, eBay, I do have to pay out the shipping and I have to figure out the shipping costs. So the buyer pays me the shipping and then I have to figure that out. So the gross was $2,829 that was 104 items. So more items sold than Poshmark. The selling costs, so that includes shipping, that includes fees, that includes any promoted listings, etc. That was about $985. So that leaves me with $1,844 in, When you remove the $5 average cost of goods that I use, it leaves me with $1,324 in net profit. So eBay definitely, per usual these days, is performing better. I do have more listed on Poshmark, but I do list first on eBay because I am seeing better results with eBay. So, but I list things within a day or two on both platforms. So that's where I was at. It was a hard month, but just mentally and emotionally and sales wise, but I also wasn't spending anything, and I do have some savings, and I did have lots of planning, and I was trying my best, and that's all I can do. So what was selling last month? I did have some decent sales. So I thought I would share some of the stuff that was selling for a decent amount. All of these were over $50. So these are my 10 top sales from April. So the first one sold for $99. This was a free item that I got during this whole pandemic, during all the quarantine stuff. I was asking some friends and family that could I do some porch pickups? I've shown some of it on videos, but not everything. And this one, I don't think I ever shared, if I recall. I don't think I shared on any video, but I got a Michael Kors bag. Now, I don't typically pick up too much Michael Kors because a number of reasons. I think that some of the stuff can be very oversaturated. Some of the stuff can be very valuable. I don't know the difference. And so I just kind of avoid it. I guess also because I see a lot of this stuff at TJ Maxx on clearance sections. I just don't know what is actually worth picking up and paying up for than not. So it's not a brand I typically cater to or go for. But this sold within a week for $99 on eBay. This was a tote bag, and it was this great basic gray color. It was in excellent condition. The person had only used it a couple times, and I had found the exact style and things. I was amazed by some of the comps. Some of the comps were between $100 to $200. Now, I was not sure of how to price because of everything changing, so I priced a little bit on the lower side, but it sold for full price overnight within a week. And they paid for shipping. So that was on eBay. So very happy with that. And free inventory has become my new best friend. All right. So next up was an Alicia Adams alpaca wool travel set. So this was a kind of a throw blanket and then a little eye, when you travel, you want the little eye thing. So you can sleep. So that sold for $87 on eBay. I've had this listed for, I want to say about 3 to 4 months. I found it at the bins. I believe actually my mom snatched it up and kind of showed it to me, and I looked up comps. So I was like, what? And it also had some tags. It was new with tags. So it didn't sell super quick, but it did sell for a great return. And that also sold on eBay. And everything on this list was cross-listed to both eBay and Poshmark. So third item was a Bernie Dexter dress. This was an adorable dress I found in one of my last sourcing trips. It had this fox print. It was kind of this pinup style brand. I did pay full price for this at a thrift store, but the comps looked great. And I priced a little on the high side because I couldn't find that exact fox print. But I think I priced it about $99. I got an offer within a couple months. It was like 2 to 3 months, probably about 2 months, because it was probably a month before my last sourcing trip. So it ended up selling. I got an offer for $75 on Poshmark and happy to accept. So yeah. And also the eBay sales, I'm not including the number in the number. I'm not including the shipping price that they paid on top of what the cost was. So this was actually just the sale price of the item. All right, fourth up was a Laura Burns dress. Now, this one I kind of felt very mixed feelings about. I'm imperfect. A lot of times I check my phone right when I wake up, as I'm sure many of us do. And this was an item that I got a low offer on Poshmark, and I decided, and this was during the pandemic, where we're at right now, but kind of the early days. And this was a dress that I knew the comps were pretty, I was pretty confident in the comps. It was a Laura Burns dress, another pinup style. It was this beautiful purple, lavender purple style. It was the wiggle dress. And I knew when I picked it up, I was probably gonna list it around 100, maybe a little bit more. I can't remember what I listed it for. I wanna say it was listed for 149 or something, but I got an offer less than 50%. Maybe it was only like, I listed it for 124 or something like that. But I got a really low offer on Poshmark, and I have no problem denying offers, even in the midst of everything going on. If it's really low, and I know the value of something that wasn't listed a long time, it had a lot of watchers on eBay, I just didn't want to waste my time. Well, the person came back and countered with a couple dollars more, and I was just done. So I just declined it again. And the person ended up finding me on eBay, and they liked the item or watched the item on eBay. And I'm always sending out offers on eBay and Poshmark. eBay just does it a little bit easier because you can send it out in bulk. And so I'm a little more on top of it there. But I sent out an offer, and it ended up selling to her the next morning. And I only recognized the name. And I felt guilty because she did, I think, get a good deal. But I was always kind of worried, like, is she going to penalize me for declining her a couple times on Poshmark? And then she bought it for me on eBay. It was just, it's been an emotional roller coaster. And I think some of the lowball offers, although I'm open-minded to a lot of offers, I just, if it's really insulting, and in this case, I knew the value of it, but it's still sold, and I got it shipped out, and hopefully she likes it. I didn't realize what was going on at the time, but it sold for $67 on eBay. And of course she paid shipping, but yeah, hopefully she is happy with it. So let's see, fifth item was an All Saints pair of boots, men's boots on eBay. These sold for about $62. These were kind of is it Chuka style boots. I've had these for a while. I've had these for about 3 or 4 months. I found these. I was so excited to find them. They were in decent condition, heavy to ship, but they did still sell on eBay. And yeah, very happy about that. Next up was a Cezanne. You guys can correct me if I'm not saying that correctly. Cezanne. Joss blouse. This was in a navy blue lace style. I had sold this brand before, and so I was very familiar when I saw it, and I was so excited when I saw this one. This one had so many watchers, so many likers, but just a lot of low offers. And again, because I had sold it before, I was like, I know this is worth something. So this did sell. This sold for about $60 on eBay, plus they paid the shipping, and it took a few months to sell, but I was still happy with the return. Next up was a CP Shades. This was a white and red print. It was a button front shirt, long sleeve. I think it was a linen material, and the pictures were not great. And this was when I had a part-time employee temporarily, and she was taking pictures, and the lighting wasn't great, and the hanging wasn't great, and it wasn't her fault. It was just the setup I provided. And so the pictures were not great, but it still sold for $60 on Poshmark. And I did get an offer for that, and I was very happy to accept. So next up was a Johnny Was. This was a cream and pink shirt. I feel like I can't remember what this one is, but I'm popping up the picture. But this sold for $51 on Poshmark, and Johnny Was typically does pretty well for me. So I'm always happy with that brand. And let's see, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So the second to last item is a House of Holland pair of jeans. This was a polka dot pair of jeans. It was really fun print. I've had these for probably about 5 to 6 months, and they did sell on Poshmark for $50. And it was a full price offer. It was full price sale. I was very happy with that. And then lastly of my top sales was a pair of Helmut Lang joggers. These were great. They did have a scent to them. And she actually purchased them, or she sent me an offer. Oh, my leg is asleep. We're gonna just move that. She did send me an offer, and I realized that I didn't update the listing to say there was this scent. So I wanted to give her a better deal so that she could get it dry cleaned eventually. So I declined her offer. I sent her a note. I said, hey, I just don't feel comfortable selling it. You're probably going to need to get it dry cleaned at some point. So I sent her an offer for $10 less, and then she accepted. So it sold for $50 on Poshmark, and those took a couple months to sell. So great find on that one. All right, so 5 duds. All 5 of these sold in a bundle on Poshmark, and all of them sold for less than $5. But I guess this is one of those reasons why I just want to share. These have all been listed for almost a year and a half. They were priced very low. I have, done different things on pricing, and I was just happy. Someone actually who watches this channel, I'm not going to say names, but she sent me a really sweet note and said she watches this channel, and she put a bundle together, and I was so happy to see some of the older items were kind of being cleared out because they were cute items, and I still picked these up and thought they would sell. So I don't know if she was picking these up for herself or if she was picking these up as kind of making her own mystery box. Either way, I did throw in a couple extra items in her box because I just really appreciated her note. And so if you're watching, thank you for your purchase. But I want to say she had 6 or 7 items in her bundle, and then I threw in a couple extras. And I don't normally do that, but because these were all kind of lower priced and they were different sizes, I was thinking maybe she was buying for inventory, and so I thought I would throw in a couple extra items that I just wasn't having success selling, and she left me a really sweet love note. But the first one was an Ella Moss striped tee. This was a cute tee. I didn't spend much on any of these items, but when you remove, even in the bundle price, it sold for $250. Now, I didn't have to pay the fees because the fees are different when it's a bundle, right? It's not $295 per piece when they're this low. It's still the percentage. So it was a 20% fee off of that because it was in the bundle, but still not a great return. I definitely don't think I made much profit, but I'm happy that it went to someone. The next one was a CJ by Cookie. I think it had a peace sign on it. I picked this up. I thought it was adorable. The comps, and it was a long time ago, I thought the comps looked decent, but that was still when I was like unsure of how to look up comps. This sold for $3.33. Again, you remove that 20% off fee because it was in the bundle. So definitely not a big return, but it still sold. Next up was a Jack by BB Dakota striped tee. This is very simple and basic. Jack by BB Dakota, I personally like. I've worn it. I purchased it before I was a reseller, but it's not super expensive. And this was a basic tee, and so I had a hard time selling it. I don't remember the size on all of this, but all of them are in the Poshmark listings that under my solds. But this also sold for $3.33 minus the 20% fees. And then there was also a Zara mini skirt. I thought this was an adorable mini skirt. It had a little Aztec vibe, a little tribal vibe, but yeah, it only sold for $350 in this bundle. And yeah, it was cute, it was stretchy. If it was my size, I probably would have kept it, but actually probably not because I don't wear a lot of mini skirts these days, but it was a cute style. So, and then the last one was a Pleone, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but I have purchased and worn this brand a lot to my previous corporate jobs. Really great kind of loose fitting blouses is what I always picked up from them. This was a blue and black shirt. It had a blue and black print on it. This also sold for about $350, and all of these were, year and a half old. Great, I thought really cute styles, but they just couldn't sell for me. So yeah, that's my sales from April. I am optimistic that my sales will hopefully pick up a little bit in May, but with everything going on, it's just hard to predict. So I am getting a little bit more in the routine and starting to get a little bit better about listing. But a lot of this month, I was probably only listing every 2 to 3 days and significantly less items for two reasons. I didn't have access to items or many items, and also I was just still trying to figure out what was going on. So I was a little less productive and all of that. But overall, not a bad month considering everything. I'm very happy to be a reseller at this time, and I'm still finding stuff to list. So anyways, hit the thumbs up if you like this video. I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.